So the next topic or the next activity that we are getting into is Oracle silent mode installation. By now, or in our in our previous session, we understood about the Oracle installation using the GUI method, right? In the GUI method, technically, it's very easy and simple. But when you are working on servers, sometimes the GUI interface will not work, or sometimes you want to automate the installations or multiple installations on multiple servers. Mm, then you cannot sit on multiple servers and click next to perform the installation. In those cases, what you do is you perform a silent mode installation. What is silent mode? Very simple. You are not using the GUI interface and you're installing the database silently. And how it is done, that's the activity we are going to look at. So I think I need to connect to my server. Let me check the IP address, guys. So that's 3.81.23.74. I think it should connect. Perfect. So let me connect to the server as root user. And simultaneously, what you can do is, I've already published an article on our support website, guys. No need to kind of like make notes because it's already available. So support.dbgenesis.com, go to this link. And this is the link, guys, where I publish all the articles so that all the students can access these articles. On this website, once you land it, this is where all my notes, all my articles, or whenever I do or perform an activity, I try to publish the articles over here so that it becomes a repository for myself and for all of you as well. Just go there and type what? Silent mode installation. If you just type silent, I think it should show up. See, guys, we have DBCA silent mode. Don't go with this one. We are trying to install the database or install the Oracle software. That's the correct term. So Oracle 12c silent installation. This is the article that you need to open. For freshers, let me first clear off one thing, because for all the other DBAs or the experienced DBAs, they already know about this. But for freshers, this is something you need to remember. Oracle installation and INSTALLATION installation and DB creation. These two are completely different terms. So when we say Oracle installation, or most of the times people use synonyms or different terms which confuse freshers. Sometimes people might say database installation. It actually means database software installation, like how you install MS Office, right? That is the actual package that you're installing, which allows you to create the Word document or PPTs, etc. So same or similarly in Oracle, first you need to install the Oracle software. Some people also call it as database installation, which actually means database software installation. So what we have done in our previous session is we tried installing the Oracle software, like how we install the MS Office on the Linux server, where sorry, using GUI, right? We did not create a database. Like for example, we tried to install MS Office, but we did not create Word document or PPT documents. Okay, that's a wrong term. So we did not create a Word document or some presentation files, right? We only installed the software. Same way, in Oracle, we only installed the software. We did not create a database. So be careful with these terms, because the experienced DBAs, they always say like database installation. What are you doing? I'm installing the database. So the installation means the Oracle software installation. It does not mean database creation. When they are actually creating a database, they use the term called as DB creation. So these are tricky terms. I know when I try to understand, or when I first started, even I used to get confused with these terms. So Oracle 12c silent installation, this is the article name, and this article will help you to install the Oracle 12c software onto your server. So in this one, guys, we have two versions, and there is a difference in the silent mode installation when it comes to the comes to these versions. So we are using 12c release 2 version. So make sure you are going with this version rather than the first one. All right. So on your servers, we have the 12c release 2 version. So how can we install the software silently? There are a series of steps that you need to follow. At this stage, I wouldn't want you to mm, go in depth and learn this. What I need is I want you guys to execute it more. Try to execute on your cloud server as many times as possible, and that will give you edge. And later on, you can understand the process in detail. So on the Oracle 12c R2 silent installation, we are making an assumption you have already downloaded the 12c software files, copied it to Linux server, and unzipped the files. This is one method, or in our previous session, we used wget command to get the software file, right? So on my server, let me check where the software is. I'll switch to the Oracle user first. And cd slash u01, and I think this is the location where we should have the software file. This is the zip file, and we unzipped it into the database. Now inside the database, if you get into the database, we see that we had a run installer, and when we run the run installer, it starts the GUI interface. With silent mode installation, we again have to start the run installer, but we use a parameter called as silent. What it does is it will not invoke the GUI interface, but it will install the Oracle software for you silently. And that is what we are going to do right away. Guys, can anyone remember, like last time when I was showing you the deinstallation of the software, did I really deinstall from my server or not?
No.
No?
No.
I mean,
No.
I'm talking about my server. In the session, did I show you how to deinstall? No.
No.
No, you did not.
Okay.
Yes, you have. He's installed.
Yes, you
Arun, I
showed
think you
again.
deinstalled.
Oh,
You
I did?
installed
Okay.
it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let me check it quickly. So you guys can ignore these commands if you are not familiar. And let me get into this location. Okay, I think we did deinstall because you can see the Oracle home directory does not exist. That means in my server right now there is no installation. Earlier we did a GUI installation and we did a deinstallation as well. So it's a great chance for you to understand, like, it's a blank server. We are assuming it's a blank server where we are trying to install Oracle silently, and how it is done. Let us look at steps quickly. So when you are performing a silent installation, how would Oracle know the options that you choose? Like in GUI interface, you select the options, right? And then click on next. So you have screen by screen and you choose the options, click next, and it does the installation. But in a silent installation, it is hard, or we need to feed the input to the installer, and that is done by a response file, a file which contains user responses. All right. So what we do is we create a response file. If you see, I mean this command, we are opening the VI editor. Under the temp location, we are creating this response file, and the name is 12cr2 underscore response.rsp. In this file, we are saving all the user responses. And these are the user responses that we store in this file, so that when the run installer is running, it will pick up all the user responses from this file and perform the Oracle installation for you. So you don't have to worry about it. All right. So I am copying this one, guys, to Notepad. Let me open Notepad. Okay, first what you have to do is copy it to Notepad and make changes as per your system. So how do you make those changes? See, you need to change the Oracle host name. This is important. Uh, okay, couple of I mean, you just need to edit couple of parameters out of all this, and you don't have to worry about the other parameters because they are default parameters. So like this first one, it is default, forget about it. Oracle installation option, we are installing the database software only. So while you install the database software, we again have an option of creating the database along with the installation. So I don't want you to use those options, just install the software. Like in our example, just install the MS Office. Along with the installation, don't create the Word document or PPT file. And guys, I'm sorry, sometimes I might use vague examples. It's just to simplify things. So if it looks funny, I'm sorry about it. So Oracle hostname, what you do is on your server, don't copy my hostname, it will not work. Just type hostname. All right. And in this one, just copy till this part. Don't copy this .ec2 .internal. Okay. Copy this part and change it into your notepad. Control V. All right. The Unix group name will be oinstall. This is default. The inventory location for now, because I don't want you to play around, use the default inventory location. Selected language is English. That's the way to put it over there. The Oracle home location is the location where you want to install the software. So rather than using what it is already there, what I'll do is in our bash profile, if you remember, cat dot bash underscore profile, we put the Oracle home, right? So I'll use the same location because we used this location earlier while we were installing using the GUI interface. So Oracle home, control V. So this is the location I want to install. Oracle bases U01 app Oracle. Rest all, you can keep it exactly same. So three things you need to edit. One is Oracle hostname. Next is Oracle home. I think you just have to edit two things. Right? So these two are more important in this file, Oracle hostname and Oracle home. The Oracle base, let it be by default. Now Oracle install database installation edition. This will tell you, sorry, this tells runInstaller which edition you want to install. It is Enterprise Edition, EE. And these are the different groups. If you remember in the installation screen, there was a location where we had to choose the groups. So what we are telling this installation is make all as DBA the default group. All right. Do we need security updates via my Oracle support? We are putting it as false, and decline security updates true. We don't want to use the security updates for Oracle. And Oracle installer auto updates option, we want to skip the updates. So once this response file is ready, this is what you have to do. Go to the server. I'll clear the screen. And as Oracle user, make sure you are connected as Oracle user, not as the root user. Create a temporary response file. So the best way is, I have already given the steps. Copy this name. Under the temp location, you create this response file. All right, open this one. This is via editor, guys, and make sure it's in insert mode. Copy all this content into this file and save it. That means our response file is ready. The user responses are all inside this response file. What is the next step? We need to go to the 12c R2 installation software location and fire the run installer in silent mode. This is very simple. Can you see, only 2-3 steps and installation will be done. So we need to go to the software location. Where is our software? U01. Inside the software we unzipped it over here. that is the database, and inside the database ls-lrt, the run installer is available. Our job is to run the installer in the silent mode and tell the installer to pick up the user responses from this file. So how it is done? Let us look at the command. So /run installer, it is to start the run installer. I'll copy single parameters. Okay, so first we copied the run installer, give a space. We are telling the installer to ignore the system prerequisites. See guys, we already know system prerequisites are cleared because we have tried it into the GUI interface. So what we can do is we can ignore the system prerequisites and then give a space, then show progress. That means if you don't specify this one, you will not get to know till what percent the installation has been done. So that way you just need to sit idle in front of screen, and once the installation is done, then you will get response on the screen. So the best way is, you also want to see the progress, right? So include this parameter, show progress. So on screen while run installer is running in the silent mode, I want to see the progress, so it will show you the progress. And this hyphen silent will tell the installer to keep quiet, not to invoke the GUI interface, and run in the background. Now you do not have to worry about xming, you do not have to worry about x11 forwarding, do not worry about anything, because it will run in silent mode. And then we have this parameter called as response file. This will tell the run installer where exactly is the response file, and give a space and give the exact location of your response file. Make sure guys your response file extension is .rsp, otherwise it will not work. So double click, right click, and hit enter. What this will do is, now it has already started the run installer in the silent mode, and very soon you will be able to see the progress on the screen. So prepare in progress, prepare successful. Now this is what I was talking guys, show progress, right? This way you can see the progress of the installation on the screen. Otherwise, like, you will just be waiting to see some output. So guys, meanwhile this installation happens, I would want you to make a note of your assignments. Of course, I'll be talking about those assignments once we are ending the session. So your assignment for next week is, the first one is, you have to read about the sorry guys, you have to read about the Oracle architecture components, which we have already completed. That's the first thing. The second assignment that you have is, unfortunately, because we had issue with the cloud servers, you might not have practiced the earlier assignment, that is to perform the Oracle GUI installation and deinstallation 3 times. So do that. And then the silent mode installation and deinstallation. So deinstallation you already know. If you see guys, remember the deinstallation that we did, it was by default the silent mode deinstallation, right? We executed a one command and deinstallation was done. So let me open up the article and deinstall. I think it should be uninstalled, right? Not sure why I wrote this deinstall. Okay. I think we ran this command method too, right? So this was silent deinstallation, correct? So for both the methods, whether it is GUI or silent installation, you follow this method to uninstall the software. It is very simple method, right? So what are your assignment? The first one is to read about the all the Oracle architecture components that we have completed. Second, try to install and deinstall Oracle software in the GUI mode. The third one is, try to install and deinstall Oracle software at least 3 times in the silent mode. These are your assignments for next week. Now, can you see 100% done successfully? Setup software is done. At this stage, just hit enter and it will come to your Linux prompt. And you know, like how in the GUI interface, it will prompt you to run a couple of script as root user. Make sure you run these scripts also. Don't skip it. Otherwise, your installation will have a problem. These scripts will give permissions on the OS level files to the Oracle software, because sometimes Oracle needs to access the OS level files, and that is the reason we run it as root user. So what I can do is, in the same session, I'll exit from the Oracle user. I'm back to the root user. So I'll quickly run these commands, right click, enter, and double click, right click, enter. All right. So our software installation is done. Now, just to satisfy you guys, let us go ahead and look the Oracle home location whether really the software is installed or not. I'll switch to the Oracle user. Let me clear the screen. And env grep aura. Guys, get used to for this command, because this is one of my favorite commands to check how the Oracle environmental variables are set to. So if you look at our response file, this is the same Oracle home location, right? So let us go to this location, cd, go to this location, and I'm just doing ls. Can you see the Oracle software is installed? And if you remember, like just now we were querying this same location and it mentioned like this location does not exist because we deinstalled the software in our previous session. So guys, once you've done this silent installation, you have the deinstallation, this article, run this command to deinstall the software. So what is the order in which you need to execute your assignment? This is very important. Follow this order, and this is how I'm talking about practicals, okay? In practicals, install Oracle 12c with GUI method. All right, and once the installation is done, deinstall the software, right? And execute above 3 times. This is what you have to continuously do 3 times. Just do it, get familiar with the process, okay? You don't need to understand at this stage what, why, how, and other things happen. Next, install Oracle 12c in silent mode. And simple, again you'll have to deinstall the software and again execute these steps 3 times. All right, and make sure guys you are not messing up. If you have performed the installation, don't try to perform the installation again. Be logical, try to deinstall the software and install it again. Get familiar with the process. Try to, guys, as I always say, this is amazing chance for you to play around with the cloud servers. You will never get this chance. At least I never had this kind of lab setup. I know you might say like, come on Arun, we are not even able to access. I apologize for all those troubles. And as a DBA, these kind of troubles are very normal in real world. So I'll be definitely 100%, I commit, tomorrow you will have access to your cloud labs. And after that, can we install 11G and 12C in same server? You can, but don't do all this, guys. Even if you're experienced DBAs, I won't recommend. Don't work on like this, because what happens, if you get some issue in 11G and then you bring that onto table in this kind of session, it disturbs the like our training. I would suggest you, once we are done with the training, any which ways you have 60 days access. Later on you can just play with the server. I would suggest you to install 10G, 11G, 12C, just play around. But for now, don't try all those things on the servers. And as I always say, you have access. I mean, you are not supposed to copy any file from your Windows machine to the servers. If you do that, I get an alert because we have set up the alert on the servers. And if you copy, we get the alert like how many bytes have been copied. And when you reach a threshold, like if you try to copy any file that is uh, above 500 MB, your server access is auto blocked. So don't do all this because I already have kept 12c software files for you, right? Of course, you can use wget methods and all. That is like I shared loophole with you, but don't do all this, right? Just I'm requesting all of you, don't try something new until I specify it. Once training is done, you are most welcome to destroy the server, do whatever you can do. uh, but then don't come back to me and say, Arun, please fix the server.
Hey, Arun, this Simon here. You said server will be ready on Monday. You will send us email.
Yes, yes. I'm still working with the AWS guys, and I'm trying to figure out a solution where I don't have to sit with all the students to fix the issue. So what I'm trying to do is I'm working around so that with one email, you all will be able to access. So tomorrow evening, you all should be able to access the servers.
Okay, sound good. Thank you, Arun.
Arun,
Right.
bro,
Hi, Aaron.
Arun,
Hi,
Hey, Ikechi, go ahead.
Aaron.
hello.
Yeah, we didn't get this problem of access to the cloud lab when we are doing Oracle SQL.
Sorry, Ikechi, can you repeat it?
I said, I said we didn't get this problem of having access to the cloud lab when we are doing the Oracle SQL.
Right, right. Over there, you were directly accessing the database. Now you are accessing a server. So server security is little higher in cloud. Uh, I mean, I wanted to simplify it, but it did not work, and that's why I have to roll back and go with the hard way to access the servers for all of you. And that's the reason, like, we are having this silly problem. I think it should be resolved by tomorrow. That's a different one. The SQL, you are accessing the database directly, not the server. So there is a difference between accessing the database and accessing the server.
Okay, because that time you gave us some steps to follow, but this time around that one has some complex steps to follow, unlike this one now you're talking. Yeah.
Happens sometimes. This is part of DB job. Hmm.
Yeah. All right.
Hey,
Thanks.
yeah. Hey, Solomon, you have something?
Yeah. I think it's in line with the other guy just the question he just asked you. Like some of us, like I've done the steps you gave to us last week several times. It was good. I didn't have no problem. So are you telling us that we or I should repeat the all the assignments you just gave to us? Next week I should redo it again.
Solomon, I'm so sorry. Actually, I'm using now headsets to understand what you said because your voice is very low. If you do you mind repeating it again?
Okay, I said like
Yeah.
for me, I didn't have problem in accessing uh, the cloud. So
Okay.
I did all the assignment, the step, everything was good. So,
Wow.
so it's like you are now asking me to repeat everything again next week. Is that what you are saying? Or should I just go uh, to the step two that install Oracle 12c in silent mode and forget the GUI?
Right, right. In this case, see, if you have like some people were able to access the server, in that case, if you have already done the GUI method a couple of times, then I would suggest you work only on the silent mode. So that's good enough. Yeah, just work on the silent mode if you have already completed the GUI method.
Okay, okay, cool.
All right. Hey, Dennis, you have something? We are sorry, Dennis. Can you type your question in the chat? Your audio is not working. So, guys, I want to take a minute. Uh, yeah, Dennis, go ahead. What's the question on putty? So, guys, for the freshers out there, I want to know like how you finding the sessions. Any fresher on the call can answer the question. Are you feeling comfortable? How's your experience till now?
Okay. For me, I regard myself as fresher. I'm feeling comfortable. It's okay. I'm enjoying it so far. I'll just follow all your steps.
Right.
I think one thing that helped me is that I took your online course on level G. You know, I study all those free courses you give to us, like
Yeah.
Kuti, uh,
SQL developer.
Learning. So that really helped me, with this 12C. You know.
Oh, amazing.
I
Great.
was very comfortable.
Great. Just one. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead, guys.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. I just tried to fix the problem. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, Dennis.
Aaron, one question may not be relevant to this. Well, no, what is that golden gate? What is that? That has to do with
Okay.
Oracle.
See, Golden Gate is for replicating the data from one database to the another database. So it actually helps you, like if you perform an insert on production database, you also want to perform an insert into same table onto the test database. If you update the production database, you want to update the test database. So you want transactionally consistent database copies. In that case, you use Golden Gate. So every transaction is replicated to the other database or the second database.
But we already have data guard for this, right? For replication. How
Data
does
guard.
differ from this?
Okay, good question. In data guard, you can't work on the target server. uh, okay, actually, I'm smiling because in one of my teams, this question was raised by someone who was 13 years of Oracle experience guy, and when this question was asked, I asked him like, what's your experience in Oracle? And he said 13 years. And I was surprised, like he didn't know the answer. So I think that's why I'm smiling, because all the team members started laughing. So in data guard, the data guard, generally it is used for physical standby, right? So the physical standby is in mount stage. So you can't access the database. Correct. So that's the reason why we use Golden Gate, because in Golden Gate, both the databases are accessible, but in physical standby, it's in mount stage, so you can't access it.
But active data guard can be available too, right? Or why
Yeah,
not we
that's
use it?
yeah, active data guard. See, again, multiple scenarios. For Golden Gate, you have bidirectional replication, which is not available in data guard. So if you make changes on the target database, that should also flow back to the source database. So bidirectional replication is there. There are multiple topologies that are available. So a topology is like, if one transaction happens in source, it might be replicated to other databases, but the transaction might needs to be filtered. Now those kind of small details can't be done in data guard. That's part one. Like in the source, the okay guys, if you are new to all this, you can ignore it. Like in source database, you inserted a date like this. Okay, we'll use this date. But on target database, you want to insert the date something like this. It's the exactly same date, but you want to change the data or format the data. This is something not available in data guard. This is point number one. Point number two is data guard is from Oracle to Oracle, but Golden Gate is from multiple database vendors to multiple database. Like from Oracle Golden Gate to MySQL, you want to replicate the database or a schema or a single table, that is only possible through Golden Gate. So that's the reason, like depending on the situation, you use Golden Gate.
And one more question:
Mhm.
when we are going for very stable database, like including data guard or Oracle Golden Gate, which is very commonly or very widely used in the industry today.
Oh, what do you mean by which is commonly used?
Whether what type of data guard we have, that physical standby, then logical standby, Golden Gate, lot of things are available now. Now
Yeah.
for a customer to have his data to be safe and 24/7. So generally the some sort of type of would have type of what a data guard would be,
Right.
yeah.
See, It depends. Everything drills down to business requirement. For example, if you want a reporting database, um, like if you want to offload the reporting from production to standby database, you go for active data guard because reporting team will consist of select statements. If you want a disaster recovery where your production is in US, standby is in Singapore, then you go for physical standby. If you want your development team to perform some testing on the production database, but you cannot give the production database, then what you do is you convert your physical standby into a snapshot standby and then give it to the team, right? And if you have an environment where you want to perform a zero downtime upgrade, in that situation you might use golden gate. So depends on the scenario. I can't tell you like exactly what is done. The very normal environment, how it looks like is you have a production will have a DR database, and for test development, QA or the quality databases will not have the DRs. That's the simplest configuration I can say. But nowadays it's all changing. Like if you have a lot of load on instance, then you go for rack because that is load management is there in rack. And sometimes you do not have to go to rack, you can implement load balancing in your TNS entries if you have issues with the issues with the network. So I can give you a standard environment. Nobody follows a standard environment, depends on the requirement. Yeah, hi
Arun,
Bay. Yeah.
yes. Look, this is the first time I am having an in-depth knowledge about the Oracle architecture.
Mhm.
So the first thing that I want to remark here is that I thank you for taking time out to go a little bit more detail. I have taken this class the first for once, but it was rushed because we had to begin from SQL to PL SQL and then to installation administration. So since it
Mhm.
was a crash program, there was not much insight on each of the topics. So
Right.
that is why when I saw you advertising this class that was only on installation administration, I said this is my opportunity to get what I want on this aspect. So
Right.
I would want to first of all say that everything you have explained so far has given me a much more now I even understand what those log writers and all the buffer cache what they mean. At first it
Mhm.
was like I just knew some names but I don't know what they do, but now I think if you wake me even from sleep, even without going back to read again, I can already
Right.
tell you something about it. So I like that one. And then one
Amazing.
other thing that I was thinking was about I know I haven't had time to practice. If you remember, I'm one of those who have been writing you back and forth because I couldn't just do anything with the server. I was kicked out completely. So there
Right,
was nothing
right,
I would have been able to do. And due to the
right.
time differences, sometimes before you guys reply to me, it's already night. Before I wake up the next day to see it here, your day is already finished. So it makes
Right.
communication like delayed by one day between the two of us.
Correct.
So one other suggestion that I was trying to think to make things go a little bit faster, with my other classes, what we did was that amongst all of us that are taking the classes, we
Mm-hmm.
shared our numbers. We form
Right.
a WhatsApp group that
Okay.
when we have a problem like that, we
Mm-hmm.
brainstorm amongst ourselves to see how we can get a solution. When we cannot get a solution, we take it now to the instructor. So much so that we solve most of the problems amongst ourselves before
Okay.
even reaching so that the instructor was never worried. So I don't know. It was my own suggestion. If it will
Right.
be good that we have a group tool like this in your class, that way we chat amongst ourselves. Hey, I'm facing this. Did you do that? Yes, I had this problem.
Right.
This is how I fixed it. So that we don't have to run every time or we have to write and wait hours before the instructor replies to us. You are
Perfect.
also in the group by default. You are even the admin of the group. You will be the one to create the group. You see
Right.
everything that we are chatting. Where you see that we are messing up big time, you just stop us right there. That was how we do in some of my classes, and it was working.